What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another brand new Major Ben Gaming video. I do hope you guys are having an awesome day as always. Now, we are getting into the PlayStation 5 Pro rumor season now. Obviously, currently things are expected, we're expecting to see a launch end of next year. So around this time next year, we should have the PlayStation 5 Pro in our hands, or potentially it's just been announced or something, but end of 2024 is when we expect to actually get the system, and we're aiming for a September 2024 reveal. That's what's currently set in the rumors at the moment, but I want to have a talk and go through some of the latest rumors, again talked about by Tom Henderson, also the specs, the uplift in what performance uplift we're expected to get from the system. So let's dive into this, but just to say, if you do want to help me, then please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And also there's links down below for my streaming channels, my Twitch, my Kick, whatever you guys want. So let's go through some of these bits here. So additional PS5 Pro specs and details, potentially leaked 60% raster uplift, 2 times ray tracing support, I guess it means 2 times in terms of power, and a September 2024 reveal. I'm so excited for this console because I know it sucks that we haven't seen that many games utilize the current systems and how they perform, but more power is always good. And even whether they're not supporting it and they're not using the hardware, or they are using the hardware, the more powerful hardware will brute force its way to look better. So whatever happens, if they don't use the hardware, this is still going to look better than the standard PS5. And if they do use the hardware, it's certainly going to look better. So we've got some additional stuff. So we reported on the PS5 Pro model on more than one occasion, as covered back in May of this year. There's plenty of stuff to go through there, but let's talk about the new stuff. So on Reset Era forums, a user has now posted supposed additional details and specifications of Sony's PS5 Pro model, which is said to be revealed in September next year. Earlier this month, leaker Kepler L2 suggested that the CPU upgrade of the rumored Pro model is rather small compared to the PS5's current CPU. And this new information from the Reset Era user includes some additional details on the CPU. Going by this leak, the Pro model will maintain the Zen 2 architecture used in the current PS5 model, albeit with a higher dynamic peak frequency. Now, this is important because they have to stick to a similar architecture because they want to make it as easy as possible for the devs. Think of like Series S to Series X, like that's their baseline model, and then their Pro version is the Series X. That's what they plan to do. So, but they still use this very, very similar well, the CPUs are pretty much identical in the Series S and X. It's just a GPU that's been scaled. Interestingly, this new information also makes mention of accelerated ray tracing, something that Tom Henderson has also mentioned back in July of this year, because that's something that pretty much everybody has been disappointed in, is just the lack of ray tracing support with these systems. They're not doing that well in terms of ray tracing performance. Like, it's not looking that different in games, and it's just something that's just disappointing all round. So, guys can have a read through some of this. I'm not going to be the most technical person, but it seems like they're going to be boosting the peak frequency of the CPU to 4.4 gigahertz, which is very, very interesting. That's something that's going to just be better on the CPU. Obviously, it's not a huge difference, but the main difference is they're going from 36 to, or I think the current one's 36 CUs to 56. Now it says 56, but they're normally quite a few of those on the silicon are disabled. That's just how things work. And there's a few more details. Architecturally is RDNA 3, but it's taking ray tracing improvements from RDNA 4. So they are changing architecture, but RDNA architecture really doesn't change that drastically. So interesting stuff there. Various different things for shaders. Seems like the RAM is going to be the same. GPU frequency, this is going to be different. Target is 2 gigahertz. This lands the dual issue T-flop in the range of 28.67 T-flops peak. Now, obviously, we know that T-flops are not everything because we've seen that in performance comparisons between PS5 and Series X. They are, in most cases, actually in favor of PlayStation's performance, but doesn't matter. The T-flops of this type of difference is going to be interesting to see. 50 to 60% rasterized uplift over Oberon and Oberon Plus, over twice the raw RT performance. There's a lot of things here. There is a lot of things here that I don't fully understand, but again, you guys can have a read and see if you do understand it. The point is, it's going to be a more powerful system. On X, formerly Twitter, Tom Henderson was asked about these leaked additional specs of the PlayStation 5 Pro, but Henderson's replied that he couldn't comment on them. The leaker added that Sony is expected the console's full specs to leak this month due to dev kits being distributed to third-party developers. Here we go. This is the tweet here. He said, so internally Sony is expecting, this is written wrong, full specs, to leak this month because of the dev kit. So again, that's kind of it for this at the moment. We are going to probably see full specs later on in this month or early in January, because as he said, the dev kits are going to be being distributed to third parties, and that's when we always start hearing updates and information on this system, because again, this is something that is going to be launching not that far away, and I'm very interested to see what the baseline. Now, I just want to talk about what some of the things I personally want to see from the Pro. I want to see just higher resolutions at 60 FPS. I have no interest in 8K. I want it to be a very good 4K. With upscaling is absolutely fine. Obviously, it's going to need to be upscaled. 4K 60 is still very demanding for even a 4090 in some cases. You still have to use upscaling. So I just want to see higher resolutions and higher base resolutions. I don't want to see 720p upscaled to 1440p in the performance modes for these consoles. It's disappointing. I want to see like a minimum 1440p upscaled to 4K at 60, or like 1080p, or maybe as a lowest upscale to 4K. I want to see most things outputting at the top resolution at 4K 60 FPS on the Pro model. That's what I want to see, and I would also love to see for some competitive games like Call of Duty above 120 FPS support. I know we won't probably get that, even if it's 1080p, it's just something I would personally like, because it's one of the reasons I still feel the need to buy a PC all the time, is for like, I play a lot of competitive shooters, and I still feel like I have to go out and buy a PC for that reason, even though I prefer console for a lot of my single player games. It's where I play most of my single player games because of PC stutter issues and various things like that. But that to the side, I am very excited for this system, because I just feel so far, mostly because of devs not using the power of these systems, that things have been a little disappointing, and I kind of just want a slightly more powerful console already. I hope devs start using features more. I believe they have already, with stuff like Alan Wake 2 is looking better, but seeing that game optimized for a PS5 Pro will just look insane. We could get some very cool stuff. Maybe path tracing could be very low end of something that this system could do. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But that's it for this one. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for PS5 Pro? Is it something you're going to be picking up? Are you annoyed that this is coming out? Let me know. I'm personally happy, because I always like to get the latest tech. I'll do a review and unboxing on the channel when the system's launch and stuff, because I will be pre-ordering this and buying it day one. Yeah, you best believe that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and like, subscribe if you haven't already, and most importantly, have a fantastic rest of your day. Goodbye for now, guys.